Hello, hi, welcome once again to M5's new English language learning program. Let's speak English. I'm Gav Duncan and I'm here on your TV screen to help you learn English. Now, are you sitting comfortably? Yes? Good. And are you ready for today's lesson? Yes? Good. Okay, well, let's learn English together. Well, hello again. It's good to see you all again. Did you sleep well? You did? Great. So did I. Are you happy with your life? You are? Great. So am I. Do you take your coffee with milk and sugar? You do? Good. So do I. Okay, now that those important questions are out of the way, let's get down to the nitty-gritty. Let's get this lesson started. Let's start week 13. Yes, you heard me right. This week is the 13th week of M5's English language learning program. This is week 13. But don't worry, don't panic. There's nothing to worry about, and there's nothing to panic about. Now, sit back and stop worrying about bad luck. The number 13 is nothing to be worried about. What do we say to people who think that 13 is unlucky? Well, the best thing to say is, you, my friend, are talking piffle. That should stop them. Tell them that you are a god of English, and point out that gods of English make their own luck. So, stop talking piffle. Now it's time for us to learn about the past simple tense. Are you ready? Yes? Fantastic. Are you excited? Yes? Even better. Okay, well, what are we waiting for? Let's look at the past simple. Now, today we're going to look at the past simple form of the verb to be. Do you all remember the verb to be? I'm pretty sure you do. After all, every single last man, woman and child of you sitting there watching this is a god of English. But just to make absolutely sure, just to be 178% certain, let's have another quick look at the verb to be. Here's the verb to be in full. I am, you are, he is, she is, it is, we are, you are, they are. And, as we all remember, we have to be careful with the first person singular form and the third person singular form. All the other forms are the same, are, but the first person singular form is am and the third person singular form is. We can't say I is, and we can't say she am. It's I am and she is. Okay, that's the full form. But, as you all remember, we normally use the short form, don't we? Okay, let's see the short form for the verb to be. I'm, you're, he's, she's, it's, we're, you're, there. Okay, so if you think hard, you can all remember how we used the verb to be in our first few lessons. We used the verb to be to introduce ourselves. Hi, I'm Gav Duncan. Hello, my name's Gav Duncan. And we used the verb to be to introduce other people too. Do you remember? This is Alfredo Benchfield. Hi, her name's Margaret Bissett. We learned the positive form and the negative form, the singular forms and the plural forms. We also learned the negative forms for the present simple version of the verb to be. Here's the negative for the singular forms. I am not Jeffrey Banana. You're not You are not Dave Squid. He, she, it's not, isn't, is not French. And here's the negative for the plural forms. We are not, we're not. You are not, you're not. You aren't. They are not, they're not. They aren't. Okay, great. So we remember the verb to be in the present simple, the positive, the negative, the singular and the plural forms. We also know the question form, don't we? That's right. Now, who remembers what happens when we make a question using the present simple tense? Bingo! You're on fire today. When we make a question with the present simple, the word order changes and we add a question mark to the end to show it's a question. Do you remember? I am becomes am I. I am I. You are you. He is he. She is she. It is it. We are we. You are you. They are they. Great. So, the time is now right for us to meet the past simple form of the verb to be. Hang on to your hats. Here we go. Let's look at Dave Squid. He's at work now. We can tell he's at work because we can see that he's wearing his police uniform and he's at the police station. Last night, at 11:30 p.m, Dave Squid wasn't at work. Last night, at 11:30 p.m, Dave was in bed. He was asleep. Okay, so that was the past simple. We used the present simple and present continuous to describe what Dave is doing now. He's at work. He is at work. We're using the present simple tense. And how do we know that Dave's at work? Well, we can see that he's at work. He's wearing his uniform. And we know that Dave wears his uniform when he's at work. He wears his uniform when he's working. Logically, if he's wearing his uniform, he's at work. He's working. Okay, now let's look at the form of the past simple. In the present simple, what's the form we use for Dave Squid? Well, Dave Squid is the third person singular. So what's the correct form? That's right. The third person singular form is one we have to be careful with. We have to be careful with the first person singular and the third person singular form in the verb to be in the present simple. We can't say I is and we can't say he are. With the first person singular, the form is am. I am. And the correct form for the third person singular is. He is, she is, and it is. Okie dokie, happy blokey. So, if we're using the present simple form of the verb to be to talk about Dave Squid, we say Dave Squid is, or Dave is, or he is. Fine, we know that. Now, think about what we said about last night. Last night, at 11:30 p.m, Dave Squid wasn't at work. Last night, at 11:30 p.m, Dave was in bed. He was asleep. Okay, great. So, what's the correct form for the third person singular of the verb to be in the past simple tense? Bingo, lotto, goal, shot, ace, hole in one. You nailed it. God of English that you are. Well done. The correct form for the third person singular of the verb to be in the past simple tense is was. That's it. Simple. He is the present simple form. He was is the past simple form. Bing, bing, bong, bong, bing, bong, bing, bong, bong. Okay, that seems easy enough, doesn't it? Well, if we know how to change from the present simple form of the verb to be into the past simple form of the verb to be for the third person singular, he is becomes he was, she is becomes she was, and it is becomes it was, then what happens with the other forms? What changes when we go from the present simple form of the first person singular? Well, I am becomes I was. Easy, simple, easy peasy, ham and cheesy. Well, hang on. If we know the correct past simple form of the verb to be in the first person singular and the third person singular, why don't we look at the other forms? Let's go for it. Gods of English, unite! Okay, what's the full form for the past simple tense of the verb to be? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and dogs, pigs, rabbits and fish. Here, for the benefit of your English language learning skills, is the past simple tense for the verb to be. I was, you were, he was, she was, it was, we were, you were, they were. Okay, well, that's not so difficult, is it? Where do we have to be careful? Well, the more difficult ones are the second person singular and the plural forms. But they're not very difficult. In the past simple version of the verb to be, we've got two forms. We use was for the first person singular and the third person singular forms. So, if we're talking about I, or he, she, or it, then we use was. I was, he was, she was, it was. Simple. If we're making a sentence with the second person singular, you, or the plural forms, we, you, and they, then we use were. Easy. Okay. Let's have a little practice. Look at these sentences. They're in the present simple tense, and they all have the correct version of the verb to be. Now, we're going to change the sentence by putting it into the past. Let's look at the first one together, shall we? Alfredo Benchfield is at work. Yesterday, Alfredo Benchfield at work. So, what's the correct complete sentence? That's right. Yesterday is in the past. So we have to change the verb to be from the third person singular form in the present simple tense, is, to the third person singular form in the past simple tense, was. So, my gods of English, what's the correct sentence? Bingo! They shoot! They score! The correct sentence is, yesterday, Alfredo Benchfield was at work. Excellent, right you are, Squire, correct a doodly doodly doo. Brilliant. Okay, let's try a few more. Doreen Benchfield is at school now. Yesterday, Doreen was at school. I'm tired. Yesterday, I was also tired. You're in your kitchen learning English. Yesterday, you were in your kitchen learning English. Okay, let's hear the answers. Yesterday, Doreen was at school. Yesterday, I was also tired. Yesterday, you were in your kitchen learning English. Fantastic! Curly whirly, Monster Munch, Milky Bar, Munchies. Well done, everyone. That's it. Time's up for today. That's all we have time for this lesson. Well, I had fun today. I hope you had fun too. I'm Gav Duncan, and you've been watching M5's English language learning program, Let's Speak English. I'm Gav Duncan. I'm not Skeletor, and I'm not Monkey from that strange Japanese show, Monkey Magic. I'm Gav Duncan, and I'll see you next lesson for some more English fun. See you later. Bye.